Right, I had to free up some space on my phone. It just stopped. Right, so this bit here is not great, and I've decided that I want to build a polytunnel, not a polytunnel, a shed greenhouse, which is what I wanted to start with. Polytunnel's not been as great, and I'm sure that's just my lack of, well, I know it's my lack of experience, but it's also knowing what I actually want to use it for. And I do need a little shed that in winter I can get warm and be out the elements. And it would be lovely to have kind of glass side attached with some sloping glass on the roof, to have it like an indoor outdoor room with like dual purpose, so a greenhouse where I can do potting on and get my seedlings going, and also just grow my chilies, aubergines, and tomatoes. So this bit here, I'll be moving all these. The mallow will be going up to that top border over here. So I'll be expanding that whole border along there. Can you see there? So the mallows and all the tall plants will be along there, and hopefully they'll all keep each other up. So yeah, I've shown you all around that bit there. I've told you about the hops and the problems with the hops, but also their benefits. And one of the biggest benefits was how much ladybirds there were on there, and those ladybird crocodile things, because it was completely covered in aphids, so it really did attract all the, it was just totally and utterly covered in different kinds of ladybirds. It was brilliant. I've only used my bath this year. Last week was the only time that's been warm enough for me, being South African and all. I'm really nesh. This bit around here was great in spring, so I'll be putting more bulbs in there and more native flowers. I think it's a nice mix. It's interesting to me anyway. This bit along here, again I want to move some of the lavenders. I'm going to keep this big lavender and the big rosemary just because they are beautiful and old. But I'll be moving these lavenders, and yeah, putting more annuals in. So this I think will probably be an annuals bed, and that'll be native pond plants. And then when this is a shed greenhouse, I'll obviously have different spaces opening up where I could grow in pots or climbers. Along here, I really love this lungwort. So what I'm going to do is, I've got a lovely lady's mantle, so I'm going to put the lady's mantle here as well, and just really, and maybe I've got some periwinkle, so I might move the periwinkle and put those here and just let them be free. Yeah, there's a lovely little loop in there which I'll just leave because it's really sweet, and different kinds of comfrey which are really, really useful. This is part of I've taken out the fence up to there, and can you see there? That's where the other fence goes, so I need to take the fence out all along here and then all along the other side there in the winter, which obviously means moving quite a lot of this wood for now, just out the way while I do it, and then I'll probably put it all back because it's really useful for bugs and little creatures and this and that. That's my comfrey mixture, which is pretty much all I've been feeding with this year. I really need to do a hell of a lot to improve the fertility of my soil. It's still very clayey, and not very nutritious. I really need to get those 2 new beds that I'll be making. I need to get them really primo, so I can get lots of good crops off there without too much too much crying and pain. So yeah, this year I decided to do just Cape Gooseberry, which was, well, it's wonderful, but it's also really, really, really difficult to water. So it's just because I couldn't just, there's so many germinated. I germinated about 50, and probably got about 30 plants in here. So obviously I won't be doing this again. This I want to be a shed greenhouse. So I want to be leaving the windows in and the posts, because obviously that's been concreted in, and leave the door. So it'll be on the same footprint, and I might need to move some of the slabs around, but I think I've got enough slabs for what I want to do. So yeah, all I want to do is grow, probably just grow in pots in here, or have a couple of raised beds for my chilies, tomatoes, because the only tomatoes I've got left are these kind of afterthought tomatoes that I just quickly bunged in pots in here, once I put most of them out. The ones that are outside all got blight, so I did get a few tomatoes, but I've got loads of green tomatoes which are not blighted at all, and I'm going to make some green tomato chutney. These are all starting to ripen, the Cape gooseberries. I've had a few of them, and I've used a few in kind of, what did I do? I did elderberry and Cape gooseberry syrup, which is what I have in my yogurt or porridge, and it's bloody delicious. Excuse the French. Right, so got my jewellery bench in here. I'm still hoping to work down here, but it's going to be a lot more likely if I have an actual little shed, to be fair. It's just too hot and too cold, and yeah, I feel like a proper Goldilocks when it comes to having comfortable places to work in for hours on end. So let's see, our little magpies have come to visit. I think that's about it. Yeah, I've cut this hedge today. I'm really chuffed about that. I discovered that there was the climber that I'd been trying to save and not damage, so I thought it was super rare and interesting, is actually turned out to be black bryony, which is incredibly poisonous, and I have a grandson that visits my allotment, so he's not been big enough to explore on his own, but it's not something I want any child to come across, so I've taken it out from this side of the hedge, and I'll just have to really keep an eye on it and pull it out and let it grow on the other side, but not in my allotment. So I'm trying to figure out what to do along here, and I've also found this hole which I always kind of assumed was voles, but it might very well be rats, so I've exposed it. And I've also found a mummy slug looking after her eggs. She's not moved. See, mums just love their babies. Doesn't matter who they are, what they are. Everyone wants to succeed, and, well, not succeed, but to survive, and yeah, I think that's really sweet. Just gonna leave it. So yeah, I've got some really tall bits that there's no way I can reach. Again, I'm hoping my sons will help me with this one. I'm happy with this. Got this kind of arch thing going, which I'm really chuffed about. So that's that's just got really too big, so it needs to be that height along there. So yeah, that was really, really hard work doing that hedge. It's hard work doing hedges. So yeah, thanks for watching. yeah, it's been a really fun year on my allotment. No doubt I'll give you some more updates. Try and do a monthly update at least, because it's really fun for me to do these, and to look back on them and to show friends and family. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope you're enjoying being outdoors and at least dreaming about a garden anyway. Bye.